When I need answers about anything to do with personal growth, I go straight to my mom and my aunt. Here they are, Priscilla Babin and Tina Gilliat with the sister sauce.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tina Gilliat, and I'm here with my gorgeous sister, Priscilla Babin. I can say that because she looks so much like me, and it's kind of a compliment. Hello,
You do?
Priscilla.
Hello.
This is episode 43 of the Sister Sauce. We're excited to share some great things with you today. Priscilla, summer is over, school has started. Are you
Yeah.
okay? Are you in your right mind?
I'm getting there. I'm hoping that it will get better. We started the year off with a bang because Clover's a senior,
Oh,
which
yay.
I just realized is coincidentally similar to our topic this morning. Because um she's not a senior citizen, but a senior high school senior. Gotta get my words right today. And Joe is going to eighth grade. So we've got, a little bit of oldie kids and a little bit of youngie kids. But the more, with part of my what has hit me at the beginning of this year is, oh my gosh, another one getting ready to leave the nest, it's a big, deal.
Oh,
And
for sure.
and because of that, there's all these things that come with senior year, like big class fees and um, big choices, like we had to pick out, it's not even September, and we had to sign our contract with Jostens for cap and gown and all of that stuff and announcements and whatnot. And senior pictures are already done and given out to people. And
That's just
so
crazy, huh?
yeah, so and they had senior Clover talked about that, I think, when they were on last, was that they had the senior sunrise and all this exciting stuff. And then it kind of, as far as that goes, it kind of calms down for a while until like March, and then it gets all crazy with senior activities again. But the play is happening, and so I'm preparing my brain and my nerves for the driving back and forth to play practices and all that, which I know is not nearly as bad as actually having to memorize the lines and do the auditions and all the things that Clover's got to do. But I have my part in it, which is not chaperone, but chauffeur, and also helping where I can with that,
Yeah,
because they need the parents to have some input either financially or physically, and I have to calculate what I can do without going crazy. And I hate to say I'm thankful that Joe does not have a lot of extracurriculars, but I'm thankful he doesn't have a lot of extracurriculars.
but he has a lot of friends and he likes hanging
He
out with them. So
he does. But now that school has started, they'll be seeing each other every day, and we won't have to have as many outings outside of school. But not
that's
not that
true.
I'm complaining, because I love that he gets to see his friends outside of school sometimes. But sometimes it gets busy and it's a lot of things happening, a lot of moving parts. And the other thing, about starting a school year is just the regular, like I have to make sure I pay for the class fees for everybody, make sure. And then they had that dance last night, a back to school dance. And Tina, you know this, but everybody else doesn't, that I had to drive back and forth to school 8 times yesterday,
I know.
which
My
isn't
gosh.
it it sounds crazy. And if my kid's school was far away, that would be really crazy. It's close. I mean, it's literally less than 5 minutes to and from, I swear. It's like just a handful of streets down. Like there's not even another large street in between me and my kid's school. So I don't have far to go, but it's just that tedious, here we go again, and it was all day from 7:45 until 11:15 last night, driving back and forth all day to and from school because of various schedule things, with with that. And so it's a lot of excitement, the whole back to school thing, and getting the supplies and getting the schedules right and getting everybody where they're supposed to be. And then they add extra meetings in there and meet the teacher, and it's like, and it'll calm down. It will. So I'm trying to breathe and get there.
I remember when, well, even this time, just looking at all the posts on Facebook and everything, people saying how excited they are for kids to go back to school. And I was never one of those parents. I was
Mm,
like, come on, summer. I hate the school year. And as much as I love education and think education is amazing and necessary, I hated dealing with all the school stuff. It starts out with the supplies at the end of summer. And then I remember just thinking, this is just one more year because my kids were both learning disabled in some way, ADHD or otherwise. And so until they were in like seventh grade, I was sitting doing homework with them every night. And it was just a nightmare. And I finished with PJ when he got to the point that I didn't have to sit with him. And Livia was like struggling. And oh my gosh, yeah, I used to look forward to summer so much. Even with Livia in college, I'm thankful she's graduated now because I would worry about everything. I'd be like, what did you get that project in on time? And I will say it's not Livia's fault because she had a 4.0 the last semester of college, but I was always stressed for her because I knew she would be up all night working on projects and it would just concern me, that she was dealing with that. But anyway, yeah, I'm thankful for summer and sad when it's over. But then, we mentioned it last week. This year is going to really go by fast for Clover because it's going to be, I know you mentioned that Clover's already decorating the house for Halloween.
mhm,
What's Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day. And then March, as you just said, is where all the graduation activities start happening.
mhm.
So it's going
Yeah.
to be fast. It's going to go really fast.
Not just that, but add in driver's ed because that hasn't happened yet.
Oh, yeah. All right. So, do you have any hot sauce for us today? That's so funny. I always ask the question, but I know you do. So, what is your hot sauce for today,
I
Priscilla?
we both do that. We both ask it like it's the way to introduce. My hot sauce is simple today. Uh, I don't remember if I've mentioned it yet on the pod, but I have a new cat in my house. Her name's Juliet Catulette.
I never
And
realized that until you said it a little while ago. I said, "Oh, I kept thinking you were saying Capulet."
Catulette. Clover came up with that. And give
That's
Clover
really
credit.
cute.
And of course, our existing cat we had is Diana Prince after Wonder Woman's alter ego. So, because, anyways, she's 7 and she's, you know, very settled in her ways. And now we have brought this young little stinker into the house and so cute and sweet. But, and it is, I'm going to admit it is challenging trying to blend cat family and get the new and the old one used to each other. And the new little baby is like 2.5. Um, But my hot sauce today is just another little reminder that there is a lot of homeless kitties and puppies out there who need love. And it would be a real shame for them to be in a shelter that's going to end their life just because there's nobody, willing to take care of them. So if you are a
Yeah.
willing and able pet lover, and then please take into consideration that there's a lot of these little babies out there who need somebody. Also, though, don't do it frivolously. If you go into this, make sure that you're ready to make a commitment to these little babies because it's not easy, especially at the beginning. And like getting used to having a pet and because you have to make some you know, adaptations to your home and to your schedule and stuff to make it work. And a lot of people will be like whoever my Juliet was with previously who just decide it's not worth the trouble and throw them out the door, and then they end up on my porch. So please don't throw them out the door and they'll end up on my porch, because I have had all of a sudden a whole trail of suitors, as it were, looking to come and live with me now. And I don't know if the cats are at the windows going, "Psst, this lady's got cat food, she's got soft beds."
There's probably some social media outlet for cats
Really.
where they say, come to our house, come to our house. Our mom is really nice and she'll
Mhm.
feed you and give you treats.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect Diana to be doing that though, because she's
no.
not taken too kindly to the fact that she has to share her mama with somebody else.
Yeah, there's a lot of pouting and a lot of jealousy. And this morning there's been a lot of hissing and spitting. And it's been over a week, but it takes in some cases a really long time. But I can tell you from past experience, I had a pair of cats 30 years ago who hated each other for the first at least 3 weeks. And then by the time, and they were little youngins, like a year old at that point, when we had gotten the second one, they were about the same age. And by the time those two were like 2 years old, they were so bonded, you would not have been able to separate them. They were the best friends, and they would sleep right next to each other all the time. They were almost always together. So I have high hopes. I've been praying and crossing my fingers and toes and saying, please, Lord, let these two grow to like each other. But it's not always on the schedule we would like, so it takes time. And even my dog, when I had him and we had two other cats and we got Diana, like each time one was introduced into the house, it was a big ordeal. And honestly, when you're trying to introduce cats and dogs, sometimes it just won't work. But we kept the cats separated from the dog for almost a year before they could tolerate being in an open space together. But they made it, and then they were friends, and it was cool. So it can be done. That is my hot sauce. Thank you very much.
It kind of reminds me of Drew Carey's he says that little message about spaying and neutering and adopt pets and foster pets and all at the end of every Price is Right. So my sister, the cat lady. Well,
Yes.
we have a great topic today. It is all about things that senior citizens, perks that senior citizens can get. But there's a little bit of extra because we're not going to just share senior citizen only discounts. There's some others that we're going to throw in, not in overabundance, but we are going to share some extra discounts that may be applied to you if you are on SSI or you are a veteran or you are a pregnant mom or whatever. There are benefits and discounts of all types. Mostly we're going to focus on the ones that are for senior citizens, which could be age 55 and up or even 50 and up. So it just depends on the discount. But if you're not real grown up, just listen because there may be some other benefit you can take advantage of.
Or
And
that your mom or dad could take advantage of, or
oh,
your aunt.
exactly, that's true. And I will say that we researched this and found a bunch of stuff.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so what we've decided to do is just touch on the major ones and share with you links to all the articles in the show notes. And you can go back and look at those and see what you can find. All right. So what we're going to do is we'll start with this first one. It's a really great website called theseniorlist.com, and there's a resource on that site that is just amazing. It breaks the discounts and perks down by most popular, and then it goes into restaurants, grocery stores, retail stores, prescriptions, travel, medical alerts, and cell phone plans. So we're going to go through and share some of the highlights with you. And then we'll also mention the other websites and articles that we found that we thought were really helpful. One of the challenges, Priscilla, I'll mention before we get started, and I don't know if you came across this when you were researching, but I was like concerned over some of them. Like, is this a really legitimate thing? Because I don't know if you saw it, but I found this one article that was like, oh, you can get these shutters at a discounted price. Click here. And I was like, no, I'm not going to click there.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I'm going to go ahead and call out these, websites in order to be free for people to look at and to stay running. They use a lot of advertisers, and you don't know how legit those advertisers are. So make sure if you see something that looks exciting, look at it carefully and see if it says sponsored or ad somewhere on it, because it might not be something that website is intentionally promoting, because I don't know how well they vet their advertisers, because sometimes they're desperate for the money to, maintain their stuff and pay their
I
rights and
agree.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah,
be,
and obviously we are only sharing what we learned in our research, and we can't necessarily tell you if there's something wrong. So do your own homework. Make sure you check things out so that you don't blame us if something doesn't work out the way. But we want to share as much as we can with you, and we're going to give you the links in the show notes so that you know where we got our information from.
yeah.
And so the first one, as I mentioned, is the seniorlist.com, which is amazing. It's just got all these
Mhm.
discounts. Priscilla, let's you and I just go through some of the most popular ones.
Okay.
Do you want to do the Amazon one since
I
you and I are both
do.
very familiar with it now?
Yes. I wanna point out too, as a person who now, okay, y'all know I got ADHD, and y'all know I complain about perimenopause. So I'm gonna say, whether you have one of those or the other, and your brain needs things to be real simple and not a whole lot of cluttered tiny type. That's one of the things I appreciate about this article, is
Oh
it's
my
very large
gosh.
print, and they have stuff broken into columns, bold, and as simply put as possible.
I
It's not
love it. Yeah.
overly wordy. And I just appreciate that so much, because, you get stuff in the mail from Social Security or your health insurance or even my kids' school, and there's so many words. I'm like, just hit me to highlights, because I can't absorb any of this, I get so overwhelmed.
Right.
And it's not like we don't have other stuff to be doing, and it's like, click here to say that you read all the terms and agreements. And it's like 5 pages on your phone of terms and agreements that you can't even tell is words, you know? So, businesses.
A totally side conversation, but just real quick, I'll share with y'all. Livia got a thing in the mail the other day from her health insurance company asking her to verify that she went to an appointment that they had to pay $13 for. And I was like blown away by it. I said, seriously, it was an allergy shot. Are you going to have to every time? Do you know how much postage that is? There's a form she has to sign and mail in. If she has to do that every time she goes for an allergy shot, that's ridiculous. She'll spend
That could
almost
be a
as much
PDF.
in postage as she does for one of her appointments. Anyway, that
Freeze are
was
they
just a
killing you
side
on?
note. Okay, so what you got with
So
Amazon?
the first most popular discount, so many people use it, Amazon Prime. I am an Amazon Prime user. I love it because I can put subscriptions on there for my vitamins and whatnot, or different stuff that I use on a regular basis that I know I'm gonna need, and it saves me money and saves me, you know, putting it in a cart at the store and bringing it home. And I get, Amazon is, any of the big box retailers too is not good for small biz, but people do what they got to do, and it's a hard economy. And so if you're an Amazon Prime lover and you're paying full price for it, but you are a recipient of Social Security income, not regular Social Security, but like if you get survivor's benefits, stuff like that, or you get SNAP or any kind of other government assistance, Medicaid, stuff like that, you can get Amazon Prime subscription, membership for 50% off.
Hmm.
And so I said, let me test this yesterday. And me and Tina and our brothers were going back and forth in the text messages trying to figure out how to do it. And I went in there, and so um there might be a link in this article. I can't tell if that takes you just to Amazon or what, but if you can't find it, you go in Amazon, you can go into your membership or whatever it is, or your Prime, whatever, in that the little menu where your little person is, and then go all the way to the bottom and go to help and do a search for 50% discount, and it should come up at the top. And what you do is you put your name and birthday and address in there, and there's this thing that you can click on to tell how they want to how to verify you. And there's like an instant one. And sometimes that works. It didn't work for me. I do get Medicaid, but that did not work for me for some reason. So it said, do you want to do a different way? And I clicked on Medicaid, and it had me take a picture. It said to take a picture of a document proving you have Medicaid. And I'm like, I'm at first I was like, oh Lord, now I'm gonna have to go find a file folder with stuff about Medicaid. And I'm like, well, I have my Medicaid card in my phone for when I go to the doctor, like I have to upload it to the doctor's office. So I just uploaded that. 5 seconds later, I had a 50% discount on Amazon Prime, y'all. Less than $8 a month. So,
Yeah. And so if somebody else in your household, so like if you have a household and you guys all use the Amazon account, and someone else in your household, not the account holder, but someone else in your household has one of those benefits, SSI, SNAP, government assistance, any kind of way, Medicaid, just switch the account holder to the person who has the assistant, and make them the primary. That's all you have to do. Is nothing illegitimate about it. It's legal. It takes all of 5 minutes to do this, and you save like $7 a month. So it's
mhm,
well worth it. I love it. I was so pumped about it. I was like, that's really cool. I never even knew that existed. All
yeah.
right, so then the next one is Big Lots. And this one is not for seniors, but it is for active duty or retired military. So it's like a veteran discount. Now, you can't just be a veteran who served for a few years and then got honorably discharged. You have to have retired from the military or be active duty. But that's a really great discount. It's 10% off at Big Lots for people who are in the military or have retired from the military. So awesome discount.
Mhm. CVS also has a discount for active duty or retired military or immediate family of either. And you have to join Veterans Advantage. It's a card benefit program. But if you have that and you shop at CVS or get your prescriptions at CVS, you can get 20% off and free shipping.
That's so
Good
cool.
one.
Yeah. And then for, I guess, general seniors, and senior citizens can get various discounts on eyeglasses through iBuy Direct, which is a website, EYE by BUI Direct. So check that out. And again, we're going to put these articles in, and they have links to all this stuff. And Chris, you
Also,
mentioned about that Amazon. If you click the Amazon link, it does bring you to all the
it does
discount
take you.
information. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. I'm gonna say I have purchased from iBuy Direct. I don't know exactly what the criteria is for the senior discount because I'm only 50. I have AARP, so I can get some stuff. But I will say if you buy from them, just be careful to make sure that you put all of your prescription and your measurements and stuff in there well. But they're pretty good about their customer service if you have a problem. And I've gotten some glasses from them, and you can save a lot of money, especially if you want to get prescription sunglasses. That's a hot take from them. I would just advise don't get your bifocals in your sunglasses. Even if you want to read on the beach, just get your regular prescription in your sunglasses, because otherwise it's going to be too expensive. It gets
Oh
crazy.
yeah, that stuff
Um,
adds up.
yeah. Home Depot's got an active duty and retired military member with honorable status or spouse of either benefit of 10% off. It maxes out at $400 in savings every year though, but $400 is nothing to sneeze at. So y'all
Oh
can check that
no,
one
we AJ is re he's not actually he's not retired, but he was served in the military and has a general VA status with honorable discharge, and he gets the 10% discount. So I
out.
think it's for any veterans, but yeah, we appreciate that discount from Home Depot. Goodwill, if we donate to Goodwill all the time, but you have to be 60 or over on Tuesdays. They offer discounts, and it varies from one location to another, but can be anywhere from 15 to 25%. So averaging about 20% discount, but Goodwill. So if you love shopping at Goodwill, go on Tuesday if you're over 60 and get that discount.
I know somebody who loves shopping at Goodwill who might start dragging their aunt to Goodwill with
I'll be
get
happy
their
to be
senior
the
discount.
sidekick to go to Goodwill and get you a
They
discount.
have to be on a Tuesday that they're off. The next one is Joann's Fabrics and Crafts. They have a 20% off discount for people 55 and up, and you have to show them your ID, of course, which is probably true for most of these. And they do it one day a month, so you have to watch their website, I guess, and see, or if you get their little flyer and see when their senior day is going to be each month, you can get some crafties.
The next one is Kohl's. You have to be 60 or over and you get 50% off. Oh, excuse me, 15% off. Lord, Kohl's will be shooting me for giving the wrong 15% off at Kohl's if you're 60 or over. And according to the senior list, there's no specific day. Anytime you go, you get that discount. Love it.
Also Lowe's has a similar one to Home Depot. It must be active duty or retired military or spouse. You can get 10% off at Lowe's.
And then
Get you
Ross
light
dress.
switches.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
I just think get you some light switches.
You have to send me to the store for you to get you some discounts at some of these places. Well, I
Yeah.
can't get you the VA discount, but AJ can. All right. So Ross Dress for Less offers 10% off on Tuesdays for people 55 and over. So you don't have to be quite as old.
The same person who loves Goodwill loves Ross. So you might get
Okay.
recruited
There
to
you
just spend a
go.
whole Tuesday shopping with your
So we
nibbling.
might have to like just skip school one Tuesday or something. Or go
Maybe
right
during
after
Christmas
school.
break.
Well, if they get out early for early dismissal or whatever, we could do.
True.
There you go.
More crafties. This is funny. There's a lot of similar things. Michael's has 10% off for 55 and up. So if you are 55 and up in crafty, head over to Michael's and you can get a
Yep. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. So I'm 63. I could have been getting discount at Michael's for 8 years and haven't
right. I've been
taken
on
advantage of it.
Medicaid for over almost 2 years, and I
Oh,
haven't been getting my savings on Amazon until yesterday.
oh
So
my gosh. So, oh, we're going to talk about some other kind of discounts you can get, but we'll focus on this list first. But I'm like thinking my wheels are turning.
yes,
So
exciting.
Rite Aid, similar to CVS, you have to be 65 or over, but on the first Wednesday of each month, you get a discount for in-store items only of 20%. So the first Wednesday of the month, people 65 and over get a 20% discount on in-store items.
Ooh, and we got some more thrifting, y'all. If you want to go to Salvation Army and you're over 55, you get 15 to 50% off, depending on
Wow,
what
that's
it is, I
pretty
guess.
cool.
So keep up with your Salvation Army, find out what their schedule is.
Ooh,
You could get some good deals.
I like that. Okay. The next one I'm not familiar with, but it's Savers and Value Village, and it's 20 to 40% off on certain days, but it's, I guess, depends on the store, but you have to be 55 or over. So
Hmm.
that one is interesting, up to 40% off. That's a really good discount.
Hmm. Our next one is Tanger Outlets, which I only know of one Tanger Outlets and it's in Baton Rouge, but if you have a Tanger outlet near you, they have a free Tanger coupon book and it's available to AARP members, which I am. I could get a coupon book.
There
I wonder
you
if
go.
discounts vary based on location and specific store, obviously, because they have different places. Ours has like a Levi's outlet and some other good ones, Kirkland's or something. I don't know. I love Kirkland.
Me too. All right,
Smells
the
good.
next one is TJ Maxx, which kind of annoys me because I've been to TJ Maxx a bunch and did not know that I could get a 10% discount for being over 55.
Ooh.
What's up with that?
Wow, and I've got a TJ Maxx card. In 4 years, I can get this.
You know what kills me though? Well, it's probably should be something I should be thankful for. Like when I get to the register, why don't they go, "You're old, do you want a discount?" But they don't. So I must just look really young for my age.
That's
I'm
what it
just going to
is.
take it as that.
That's what it is. You look way too young for anything.
For sure.
Y'all want an oil change? You can go to Valvoline and get 15% off your oil changes if you're an AARP member.
That's
I go
cool.
to my dealership because I have Sentinel. So I get my oil
We
changes
we go
free.
to like the Take Five or whatever it is. And but
Mm.
anyway, yeah, cool beans. And then the last one on the most popular list is Walgreens, similar to CVS um and the other one, the other drugstore, which was what? Rite Aid, excuse me. You have to be 55 plus or Priscilla, an
Be an
AARP
AARP
member,
member. I've been missing
once per
out.
month in the store and for 1 week per month online. So you got to find out like when it is, but you get
Yeah.
20% off of eligible items.
Dang.
That's a
Okay. I'm
really
gonna
good
have to
deal.
lock in on
20%
that.
off if you buy your makeup or anything like that at Walgreens.
Well, I'm the one who always hits Walgreens when I forget stuff or like it's midweek and I've already been to the grocery and the kids are like, I have to bring 3 bags of chips to school, I hit Walgreens.
Oh,
Or if
yeah.
I'm already going over there to get a prescription or something, which I haven't had to do lately, but I don't just buy the prescription. I'm like, hey, a bottle of wine, you know?
Yep, 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 yep. So what it like as I mentioned earlier, if you go to the seniorlist.com, we just went through the list that says most popular, but then there are additional discounts listed under categories of restaurants, grocery stores, retail stores, prescriptions. We're going to take this just real quickly, one tab at a time, and mention a few. I'll start, Priscilla, with the restaurants, and then you can go with the next grocery list if you want.
Okay.
So the first one for the restaurants, some of the ones that stood out to me are you get a 10 to 15% discount at Applebee's if you're over 60. Burger King, 10% off if you're over 60. Chick-fil-A, over 55, you get 10% off or a free small drink. Um, let's see what else. Dairy Queen, 10% off if you're over 55. Dunkin' Donuts, 10% off or a free donut if you're over 55. Golden Corral, 10% off if you're over 55. The list just goes on and on, you guys. It's just amazing. Wendy's, it used to be 50 at Wendy's, but they raised it to 60 and you get a discount that varies by location. But and I will mention Cane's chicken. does a 10% discount for senior citizens, and Pizza Hut does a 10% discount for veterans. So those are a couple that we've taken advantage of.
Hmm. Grocery stores have some good discounts. I don't, there's so many that are, regional. But some that are real popular ones. American Discount Stores has 10% every Monday, off for 62 and up. Um, I know Buy Low is a popular store. They have 5% off on Wednesdays for seniors 60 and up. Harris Teeter has 5% off every Thursday, excluding fuel, pharmacy tickets, and gift cards. But, all your other groceries, you have to be 60 and up, and it's on Thursdays, as I said. Kroger's has senior discount days. Excuse me. I don't know why they included it in the list, but they used to have senior discount days, but it's currently discontinued. So keep an eye, they might pop back up. Piggly Wiggly has some discounts for 60 and up, but it varies by store. And that's all the ones I see that are, bigger chains, but there are several others on that list that are more local, so you can check that.
Yeah. And then for retail stores, we've mentioned a lot of them in the most popular, but a few of the extras that are on the list for retail stores, you can get, and this one you can get, Priscilla, Banana Republic, if you're over 50, gives discounts by various locations. Is that another one of our young person's stores that they like?
No, but that was one of those stores I aspired to in high school. Like that's where all the
Oh,
popular kids got their clothes. And I had like the knockoff version from Kmart of
oh, there you
whatever they
go.
were selling over there. But now that I'm older and have my own money, and I could get a discount, maybe I could go get one of those shirts with the 87 buttons, you know.
I remember that. Another one is Beals, and you only have to be 50 or over, and you get a 15% discount every Tuesday.
Nice.
Um, and then they mentioned some of the other ones we've already talked about, Michaels and Ross and
Hallmark,
Salvation
Tina.
Army and TJ Maxx. Hallmark, though, yes.
You'll get an
Hallmark, if
ornament.
you're 55 or over, you can get up to 10% discount, and it varies by location. So I'm gonna have to go to the Hallmark store. I love Christmas. So
Ornament.
I'm gonna go look for a Christmas ornament.
Yeah. Nice. And then prescription savings are important if you don't have, if you get a prescription and, I have Medicaid and it covers almost all my prescription stuff. I had recently a dermatologist prescribed me something that was not, I guess, wasn't covered, and it was $250 for a little tube. And I was like, not
I,
buying that.
I feel you.
It did
An
not feel like a
EpiPen costs
necessity.
$350 under my insurance.
That's
And I have to have an
craziness.
EpiPen. It makes me crazy.
Yeah, I found this out the other day when I was scrolling through my AARP app, and I haven't played with it yet just because I haven't had any, prescriptions I felt were real necessary that cost me anything. But if you have AARP, which I became an AARP member right before my 50th birthday, they let me join, in the weeks before. And I think I got a year of AARP for like $10 or something. And I've saved so much money already. And plus they sent me a free little cooler bag or organizer cooler that you can put, like, it's soft and it collapses like an accordion. And I put that in the back of my car for when I go to the grocery for my cold stuff.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
that was free. So I feel like it paid for itself. But if you have AARP, you can get up to 61% off of your prescription medications if you get the AARP prescription discount card from Optum RX. So check that out. That's a really good one. Um, Costco. Costco's got a good one, up to 80% off prescription medications through Costco member prescription program. And you have to
I
be a
just
member
saw
of
that.
Costco, but Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
I'm like,
go.
oh my goodness, because we're members of Costco. I'm gonna have to
You
check
could
that
save
out.
on them EpiPens.
Yep.
CVS has some special ones. They have CVS Extra Care is their special program. They don't give any details here exactly what you can get, but you can get some good savings. Kmart's got one, but Kmart is kind of, I don't know if there is any Kmart's anymore. Target has a pharmacy in their store, but I don't know that they necessarily have anything too great. Walgreens has a prescription savings club. You can save up to 80% off prescriptions, medications, vaccinations, and over-the-counter drugs, which I didn't know about. And I go to
Wow.
Walgreens. Walmart has some real good deals on all their generics for $4 for 30-day supply. So if you have a third-party prescription discount card, you can use that and get some real cheap stuff in the pharmacy at Walmart. That sounds kind of skeevy way I said that, but I mean,
So cool. All right, so last week we talked about vacations and we were talking about looking for discounts on vacations. Well, if you are over 50 or over 60 in some cases, there are a lot of discounts available to you out there. So are discounts on airline tickets at almost all of the major airlines. American Airlines offers discounts up to 50% if you're over 65. Delta 10% off select flights if you're over 55. Southwest discontinued their senior discount. Shame, shame. British Airways offers some flat fee discounts, $65 off a standard economy, $65 off a premium economy, and up to $200 off of business class seats. But for them, you have to be an AARP member. And then United offers discounted senior fares for over 65. Then for your rental car, Avis will give you up to 35% off if you are a member of AARP, if you're insured through USAA. Priscilla, you
kudos.
qualify for several of this. And then if you're a Veteran Advantage member, I'm going to have to look into this Veteran Advantage thing. AJ might already be a member and I don't know it. Budget Rent-A-Car offers AARP members 30% off the base cost. Dollar Rent-A-Car will give you 10% off. All you have to do is be over 50. Same with Hertz. They give you 20% off base rates if you're over 50. And Payless car rental, I never heard of, but they offer you 20% off with a promo code, and the code is included in the article. So you guys look in our show notes for that. Then that one you have to be an AARP member, though. And then for hotels, a lot of the major hotel chains offer discounts if you're over 60 or 62 or 65, depending on the hotels. Wyndham, you have to be an AARP or AMAC member, but you can go to Travel Lodge and get 10% off for being over 60. Motel 6, you have to be an AMAC member. Marriott, 62 and over, get a senior room rate. La Quinta, 65 and over, get discounts that vary from location to location. Hyatt offers discounted rates available by location if you're over 62. I'm going backwards alphabetically. Howard Johnson and Hampton both offer 10% if you're an AARP member. Days Inn offers discounts if you're 60 or over, and they have senior rates. So they have special savings depending on which location you go to. And then Comfort Suites, Comfort Inn, and Clarion all offer anywhere from 10 to 30% just for being over 60. And Best Western, if you're an AARP member, you can get 5 to 15% off. So check out all of those travel discounts.
When me and the kids went to Margaritaville for Thanksgiving week last year, the days we went the first 3 days of Thanksgiving week, and I saved a good bit of money on our booking because of AARP. That was
That's awesome.
made more than its money back in that $12
Yeah.
membership.
Yeah.
There's some other travel discounts like national park passes. They have senior lifetime pass. And you pay $80, but then you get access to over 2,000 recreation sites managed by 5 different federal agencies for 50% of the normal service facility and amenity charges. You have to be 62 or
Wow.
up to that. And then Greyhound and Amtrak both offer 10% off. Greyhound is if you're an active or retired member of military, and Amtrak is if you're over 65. And then there's also let's see. Oh, we're back to something different. Sorry, I thought it was telling me something more
Mhm.
travel stuff. We've got some senior discounts on medical alert systems too. And there's a whole bunch of different kinds. Obviously, Life Alert is and ADT are the two most well-known ones, but there's quite a variety there as far as anything from free trials or $1 off or $5 off a month. Um, or even Life Alert has $100 off, but I'm not sure what that's $100 off of. But it's for all ages. The discount is a referral discount. So you have to actually refer somebody for that one. It's not an age thing. But
Oh,
there's,
probably like just like a credit toward your bill then. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's probably a one-time thing. But Philips Lifeline, Life Phone, Mobile Help, all of them have some variety of discount that y'all can find in here. I don't want to go through each one of these because that's not something everybody uses.
Yeah. The last category on their list is discounts on cell phones, and we have taken full advantage of this. Verizon, T-Mobile, Metro PCS, Consumer Cellular, AT&T, all advertise senior discounts. For AT&T, you have to be over 55 and you must be a Florida resident for certain plans. But definitely if you have AT&T, just check with them and ask. Same thing with all these other discounted ones. Consumer Cellular and Metro PCS, you have to be a member of AARP. But for T-Mobile and Verizon, you have to be over 55. That's the requirement. And you get a discount on unlimited plans starting as low as $27.50 per line for T-Mobile. And for Verizon, you get unlimited plans starting as low as $40 per line. So we'll mention that you got to do the work associated with this, right? We just switched our membership about 8 months ago from T-Mobile, which we were with, to Verizon because they were offering better deals at the time, and we wanted to get new phones. So we went through Verizon, but we were having a lot of trouble and they kept going up on the bill and they weren't giving us what we initially were quoted. So it was probably some type of misunderstanding, but nevertheless, we just felt like we were paying too much and we switched back to T-Mobile and got more benefits. And one of the things I've found is as much of a pain in the neck it is to switch from one mobile carrier to another, a lot of times that's the only way you can take advantage of deals, right? Because they won't give the existing customers good stuff. They offer it to new
No.
customers. Yeah, when you cancel your plan and go with somebody else, they're breaking your door down trying to get you back.
Mhm.
And I've always said that companies need to do a better job of taking care of their existing customers and they would save money on marketing to try to get people back. But at any rate, we just switched back to T-Mobile. We got the senior discount. And additionally, we found out that we got all these free things like subscription to Paramount Plus. And we already had Paramount through Walmart, but you just have to check because you can say we spent like an hour the other night switching our Apple TV plan and several other plans over to our T-Mobile account. And we saved, I don't know, probably $20 a month by doing that. Plus, we're saving on the phone and we switched our internet. So we're saving on that. So lots of ways to save money, but it does take somebody in the family to do the research. And I will say, thank God for my husband, because Chris, I'm like you. I don't want to read all that fine print and research it and deal with all the bureaucracy of paperwork. But AJ's willing to do it to save a buck. And thank God for him because he saved us a lot of money. I'm not always the nicest person about it because it's so annoying to have to go through all the changes, but he knows. And I keep saying, I appreciate you. I'm just annoyed with all the changes. But we
Yeah.
have several other articles. I think that we've covered a lot. So why don't we just share those other articles if you're okay with that, Priscilla,
Yep.
in the show notes. But if there's any of the things you want to mention that we found, feel free.
Well, I'll just point out that these are not all like discount things. Some of these are programs that you can sign up for if you are over a certain age, or if you're a member of AARP, et cetera, or if you're a veteran. Um, and it's all kinds of things, all kind of things like home improvements and stuff like that. And some of them, yes, are more like retail oriented and things like that, but some are actual benefits that you can get from the government or whatever, or things to help you deal with the stuff you have to deal with when you get to be of a certain age, like Social Security and Medicaid and stuff, and helping you figure all that stuff out. So
And
that's
I'll
some
just
good
mention
stuff.
too that the American Senior Discounts article that is on premiumwalletjump.com, it talks about like museums and movie theaters and things like that. And so definitely when you're going to visit museums or anything like that, look for those senior tickets. When we were traveling to New York, we got some senior tickets for us and student ticket for Liv because she had just graduated and was still considered a student.
Hmm.
So it worked out great.
Yeah, I just noticed in addition to that 50% off Amazon, it says in this article, I don't have to go check and make sure this is accurate, but it says that if you buy books for Kindle on Amazon, you can get 50% off if you have AARP on your Kindle books. I don't know if they let you stack that if you've already got the senior discount, or not senior, but the Medicaid discount. But that sounds quite interesting to me.
Oh yeah. Will tell you that when we switched back to T-Mobile, they offer a veteran discount, but they also offer a senior discount. And the two guys that were helping us, AJ specifically asked them, he said, can we stack the discounts? And they said, no, you can't, but we will help you figure out which one is better for you. And it wasn't like a flat 10% off. It was like seniors get this, this, and this, and veterans get this, this, and this. And so they took it both ways. And then they said, okay, you're better off using your veteran discount than your senior discount. And it worked out better for us for that reason. But it depends on what type of phone plan you get and all that. So definitely have them check it out for you. And
Yeah.
this was awesome.
Yeah.
It's so cool to find out that there are benefits to growing up and getting a little older, but also if you have all these other things like financial needs and all, there are programs that can help you. And um, just try to look into that and take advantage of them. You got to be willing to do your homework, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, and I know we talked a lot about AARP and you have to pay for AARP, and I am not a sponsor of AARP, but I am going to say, as cheap as it is, there's so many things, and I have not fully explored it because I live a busy life and I still have kids at home. But there's stuff you can sign up, like online fitness classes for free if you have AARP, and it's all in the app. You have an app that you can go to. You can play little games on your phone in the app, and it gives you points, and then you can redeem those points in sweepstakes entries for like Amazon cards or um money towards a vacation or whatever. So there's a lot of great benefits just to having the AARP. And even though you have to pay for it, it's so little. And if you take advantage of just one or two of the discounts, you've already recouped the cost of having it. So I think it's one that's really cool to have if you have time to explore it and use it, because you do have to invest some time to figure out, what they have, because there's so much.
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth it though, in
Awesome.
the long run, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm not going to ask. I'm just going to say, I know you have some marinade.
I do. We have to figure out a better way to introduce our little segments. I I mentioned to you that I am speaking at a networking breakfast or brunch, whatever you want to call it, in a couple of weeks. And the topic that I'm covering is sort of about intentional living, which we've talked about on our Sensei Sister videos, and we've mentioned a few times on here. Intentional Living is a book that I read by John Maxwell. But the whole premise of intentional living, which is not just John Maxwell, but people talk about it, is that you do things with intention. You don't just fly by the seat of your pants all the time. And naturally, there's something to be said for spontaneity. But part of John Maxwell's intentional living book, he talks about leaving a legacy. And it didn't really impress me at the time, but as I've gotten older and think about people in our lives that are older and what they've accomplished, I love the idea of leaving a legacy behind. And it was part of my thought behind simplifying my life this year. Like, one of the things I thought about was, if I were to die tomorrow, my website right now, I'm paying for it. So I figured out how to switch my website to a free platform that even if I stop paying for it, it'll still be out there, not necessarily on the domain that it's on, but it would still be available. And then I created a Wikipedia page for myself. It sounds crazy, but I've got a lot of videos and things out there, and I want people to be able to find that and maybe have it add value to them in some way, even after I'm long gone, right? So, legacy is something that's important to me. I don't want my name to die with me.
Mhm.
And so I've thought about that. I haven't done anything with my Wikipedia page, so don't go look for it. It's still blank, but I did create one and I need to start adding to it. But I will say this, I was thinking this morning, you and I were joking about, I look at my Facebook comes up with your memories, and I look at all my previous posts. And anytime I see something that I was not being 100% positive, or not just talking about trials that we're going through, but like being negative about it, I delete those posts because I'm thinking that's not the kind of legacy I want to leave. And so my marinade, what I want everybody to think about is that your legacy is not just the positive things that you do, but your legacy can be scarred or tarnished by the negative things you do. And people do not realize the impact of your social media footprint on your life. And it's not even just about legacy in that case. Some parents are sharing things on social media about their kids that they should not be sharing. And that is creating a footprint for their child. And if someone else did that to your child, you would not be happy, but you're doing it.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to point out the importance of building that legacy your entire life and really being intentional about what you share on social media and what is left out there. And if you are sharing something negative about yourself, delete it. But if you are sharing something negative about your children, shame on you. Stop it. Delete
Mhm.
that. That is not a nice footprint to leave for them. Someday they're going to be trying to get into a college, and the video that you posted of them holding a sign that said, I will never smoke a cigarette again on the highway. That's terrible. Get rid of it.
Mhm.
That is all.
Yeah.
I just,
Need to go watch some Brene Brown talking about shame and the harm it does.
oh, for sure. Yeah. I am always upset by embarrassing your children is not an appropriate form of discipline.
Right.
Humiliation is not discipline.
No,
Humiliation is just what it says. It's humiliating.
it's
And
hurtful.
it is. It's hurtful and harmful, and children live with that their whole lives.
Mhm.
I saw a video on TikTok this morning. This girl was hot. Supposedly, I didn't see the original video she was talking about, but supposedly somebody posted a video of these eighth graders on a field trip. I think it was eighth graders, and one of the kids fell asleep in the courtroom when they went to a courthouse for a just a field trip to go see how the courtroom worked. And one of the teenage girls fell asleep in the courtroom, and apparently the judge like called the girl out and told her that he had a good mind to put her in handcuffs and put her in jail overnight. And that, which is horrible, right? I mean, you don't, he didn't know that child could be in an abusive home or in a home where her dad is sick or her mom is sick and she's tired because she's up all night taking care of, you don't know. It goes back to what we say all the time. You never know what's going on in somebody else's life. But to threaten a child with handcuffs in jail, come on. And then apparently they interviewed him later and he said, did I threaten to put her in jail? Yes, I did. Could I have? Maybe. I probably wouldn't have. And I'm like, no, you couldn't put a child in jail for falling asleep in your courtroom. Shame on you. But anyway, she was hot. She was
Abusive
hot enough for
parent.
both of us. So I was like, yeah, all right.
When you say hot, let's just clarify, you mean mad.
Mad. Yeah. Not hot like not hot like hot licking, but
I
yeah.
just automatically, my brain went to the Office episode where they were judging hot or not.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. Anyway, yeah, so that's my marinade is
Fired up.
legacy starts when you're born. Building your legacy starts
Yeah.
when you're born. And you should help your children build a legacy for themselves, but you need to be building a legacy for yourself too. That's positive and uplifting.
Mm. Amen. Amen.
Marinate on that, baby.
Mm.
Well, this has been a great episode, right? We
Yeah, I learned a lot.
I did
Now
too.
I'm gonna go digging in my AARP app and see what I'm missing that I didn't notice before.
I joke all the time about, well, my friend Phil, he's a Toastmaster buddy of mine. He used to always say that things were worthwhile. And he was mostly talking about meetings that we went to for Toastmasters. He would always say two things at the end of the meeting. Did you have fun? And did you learn something? And he said, if you answered yes to both those questions, then it was a success, right? The training was a success, the meeting was a success, or whatever. And I always kind of that thing that Phil always said sticks with me, and I always think about how anything we do. And so, you and I with our podcast, I always think about, are we a huge success and everybody is out there watching us? No. We have our diehard fans and we love you guys. But here's the thing, we're having fun and we're learning because we're doing all this research and we're learning so much
Yeah.
stuff. And so it's beneficial for those two reasons.
Yep. And I want to point out one, and I don't know whether it's accurate or if you can have success for it. I forgot about mentioning it earlier because I didn't see it on any of the things. But Walmart, for their Walmart Plus, is supposed to have an AARP discount.
Oh,
I don't remember.
interesting.
It's like 20% off or something, and I could not figure out how to apply it on my account.
Mhm.
And I did one of the, chat with somebody to help you, and I explained what I was trying to do. And at first they didn't understand, and they kept trying to direct me how to sign up for AARP. And I'm like, no, look, you work for Walmart. I'm trying to change my Walmart Plus billing so that it has my AARP discount on it. And it finally registered with them what I was trying to do. And they told me that they couldn't do it themselves, but they were submitting it to somebody to be taken care of. And I don't know if it ever happened. And I'm pretty sure that my my membership rolled over this week and I've been too busy to double check and I'm trying to figure it out now, but
Yeah. Well, it's good
it's
to
worth
know
a shot.
though. Yeah.
It's worth it.
It's like all of these programs are so inexpensive on their own, but then they add up. But if you can bundle them in, even if it's not a direct bundle, but it's like getting the benefits of having multiple accounts, it's well worth it. So definitely something else to look into.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Learned a lot, had fun. Can't wait to see you guys in a week. Well, we don't get to see y'all. Y'all get to see us.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
We get to see each other,
And we get to see each other.
but
That's
we
right.
get to
And we
see each
have
other
fun
three
and we
times a
learn.
week.
Huh?
We see each other 3 times a week. But
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes more than that. If we're volunteering together at church or whatever. All right. Well, everybody have a great week ahead and we'll see you next week. But until then, make yourself a priority.
and take care of you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on all the latest sauce. See you next time.